Cheers.
Cheers and congrats. You're quitting your job to go travel, which is awesome.
Way back in 2015, after saving money for 2 years, we quit our jobs to travel on our 1 year around the world honeymoon. Since then, we've built 3 businesses that support our life of travel. Welcome to our new series, How to Make Money and Travel. While in later videos, we'll walk through different ways to live a life of travel while earning an income, there's also something to be said about just taking some time off and just traveling while you travel. Today, we discuss some options like asking for a sabbatical from your employer or how to approach quitting your full-time job.
So you might not know this from the videos where she's caked in mud, but Finney's actually worked in human resources for quite a few years.
That's true. So I do have some authority on the subject. If you're looking to travel, you're assuming to quit your job, but really there's more options than just that. So if you've only looked at this from one angle so far and said, I'm going to quit my job, maybe consider one of these options that we're going to address in the video before you walk in the door tomorrow.
If you love your job and your job loves you back, you really can't underestimate how important and how valuable you are in the position you're in.
Maybe you have a little bit of leverage then in talking about a sabbatical.
And if you're gonna do a sabbatical or ask for it, the most important thing is I think figuring out the length of time that you need to take off completely.
If you ask for 4 months and your employer comes back with 2 months, are you going to talk about 3 months? Are you okay doing 2 months on your trip? So have that in mind before you begin the conversation with your employer.
So the other thing to do if you love your job and your job loves you back is you can ask to work remote. And just like the last situation we talked about, there's some pros and cons to this. Pros, you're still going to be earning a paycheck while you're on the road. You're
good.
Good.
That's a good thing.
Always bring enough money. You're still going to have the job that you really like. The con of it is you're going to be working remote and all the negatives that come with that. I mean, it's kind of nuanced here. If you have to stay on the same time schedule, working second or third shift, depending where you are in the world, just to be in the office at the same time as your coworkers can be a drag. You're also going to probably be tied to a place with great internet.
Right, so something to be said for working remotely, and then there's so many organizations now that put together, I'm sure you've heard of Remote Year, or I think there's even competitors, but there's just many more alternatives that are out there now that you can look into.
If you don't like your job and just want to straight up quit, the best way to tell your current employer is not through an Instagram post of you on a beach somewhere. Typically, people give 2 weeks notice, and I think that's pretty well known. You can give a little bit more to your employer depending on your relationship, how long you've been there. I would not recommend telling them 3 months ahead of time, especially if you're planning to quit and not come back.
Let's have that conversation because I think that's important coming from a human resources standpoint. You don't want to ask for a sabbatical or to work remotely because you have this plan to travel for a year, 3 months before you're going to travel. And now that's kind of this strange lingering thing in the air. And now maybe you're going to quit if they don't give it to you. But your trip isn't booked and you have nothing in place, and now maybe you're losing your job in 2 weeks. So there is this walking this fine line process.
If you are just straight up quitting your job with no plans to return to that employer, do not underestimate how awesome it is to just have no concept of time while you're traveling and just to truly be free from that. Definitely a little more stressful because you don't know about money when you're coming back necessarily, but a little bit of planning later in your trip can take care of that, so don't stress about it too much. Finally here, there's the option to completely change your career while you're abroad. You're going to meet a lot of people who are doing different things. There's just going to be a lot of downtime where instead of watching movies while you're in the hostel because it's raining outside, you're going to be learning about industries you're more interested in online.
I think that there's a difference between quitting your job, going to travel, and with a plan to come back and seek employment at a company, with going out for a career change to start something of your own. You're going to be spending so much time traveling that it's more than 2 full-time jobs to be full-time traveling and full-time starting a business. So just as long as you have that in your head to manage the two of those simultaneously happening is very challenging.
Exhausting. Okay, we wanted to keep some of the personal stories to the end, but I think it's really important to talk about because personally, I was really stressed about the whole quitting jobs and, oh, we'll just go travel and then we're gonna be homeless when we get home. I had personally clawed my way up in jobs. We switched probably every year and a half, different corporate positions back in Chicago, and I was worried to lose that all. Coming back, I completely switched industries and job roles. And here we are less than a year after getting home, and we're already better off than we were before. We've got better jobs, we're happier. I'm in a, oh, that'll work too. We're in better, more fulfilling roles. It just gave us that like time and clarity, and this is getting kind of touchy-feely, but like getting away from the grind for a little while, it lets you reset and get that focus on what's more important or what's gonna make you happy.
Well said, Tim.
That's adorable. That's a Disney movie right there.
So stinking cute. We were really nervous before leaving because for us, the biggest challenge in leaving was the coming back part. It wasn't the safety of travel or where would we go or the money. It was like, that was all mathematical and we could figure that all out. But the coming back and the unknown was our biggest challenge. I think the biggest thing that ended up giving us the permission to feel like it was okay to go and do something like this was going to different travel events and meeting other people who had successfully gone out and traveled and came back and got jobs. Like, oh my gosh, wow. But hopefully this video for you can at least give somewhat of a feel of permission. I know you're not meeting us in person, but we're putting out this video to share that, like, yes, it's okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It's going to be okay. And you know what I always
okay.
used to tell Tim was like, even though we can always said that it was gonna be 1 year, the next ticket could have always been home. So you can leave at any time if you're not having fun or you feel like you're running out of money or you're worried about a job, you can just go home. You're not committing to anything except for this arbitrary date in your mind.
20 seconds, wrap it up.
Okay, it's like New Year's. Like, what should we?
So everybody's gonna have their own circumstances, whether they want to return to their job or just leave it and never see their boss again. Good luck quitting your job. Hopefully this helped a little bit. Don't be nervous. It's all gonna be okay. I promise.
And if it's not, just like blame it on us. And
Don't.
2, 1, bye.
Are you sick and tired of hearing travel bloggers, travel vloggers, travel people tell you that you can make travel blogs, travel vlogs, travel stuff online and travel full-time and make a reasonable income? We are too, because for the most part, it's complete bullshit.